everybody? Welcome to another episode of On the Back Cash.
Boy, oh boy.
My name's Cedric. Joining me today is Will and Chris.
Mm-hmm.
Zach is still somewhere doing a soccer cheer in a stadium, I think.
Listen, he had a very long weekend. We went to the stinkhole that's known as Murfreesboro, Tennessee.
Oh, God.
And watched our team lose in probably one of the worst calls I've ever seen in a very long time. And then he went and watched soccer with the opening.
It hurts.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, that's why I don't typically watch my favorite team, because I don't want to be pissed off about it.
Listen, I'm bad about picking the people that I cheer for, right? Of course, I cheer for my alma mater because that's my alma mater, and I always will. But, like, I'm a Titans fan. Like, I became a Titans fan in '99 when they turned into the Titans and watched them get 1 yard short. I should have known from there that it's going to be bad. Like, heartbreak is just going to proceed for the rest of the time. And then I'm a Cubs fan, so I'm just a glutton for
Listen.
Yeah,
all
but
kinds
the
of
Cubs won one.
in 108 years.
But they won. There's two baseball teams that haven't won it.
Yeah, they're called expansion teams. They're like 20 years old. Like, it
Doesn't matter. They got one. Chip's a chip.
I mean, yeah, but
You play to win the chip.
you didn't go through 03 like I did and cry.
I didn't, but
I'm telling you.
you didn't go through Villanova hitting a game-winning shot either.
Well, no, see, I did go through that, but I was jumping up and down in my living room because I thought that was just insanity when that happened.
Mm-hmm.
I watched that clip the other day. It was like
Yeah.
they showed it.
Yeah. Right here.
So,
Jesus.
That's why I don't watch him play now.
we gotta do a non. My voice just cracked. We gotta do a non music of the arts episode one time.
Hey, I'm here for it.
It'll probably be 8
I've been
hours
saying
long
it for a
'cause
while.
It's just gonna be a bitch fest.
Like, seriously. And I'm ready for it.
Oh man.
Because look, see, we playing right now. The looks like it's Boston. Yeah, playing Boston Bruins. Guaranteed game ain't even on the TV. And the Kraken gonna lose anyways, probably. See,
Yeah. 20-minute conversation.
I'm gonna be pissed.
TV
You know, all
shows.
these things, we was talking about how in Seattle they don't show Kraken games.
Yeah,
They want people to go to the game. So they don't
That's-
show the local team at all.
it is ridiculous. First of all,
And it's sold out, as we said, right?
it's sold out. You know what I mean? People are here. That game gets sold out. Let us watch it on TV.
So that is exactly what you wanted. They wanted to do.
Exactly.
No.
It served its purpose.
No, it's already cold. It just started hailing today for like no reason.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Yo, it is 75 degrees. Right, I have my
Yes,
window
it is.
open right
It
now.
is
No,
raining.
see, I don't want to hear it because I woke up to snow. Okay. And then like 2 hours or so ago, it just decided to massively hail. Everything is covered. And I'm hearing police sirens go off. I was like, I know all kinds of people's cars is just jacked right now.
Yeah, just go ahead and stay in the house. Not move.
Like, what are we doing up here?
You can keep that. You can keep that. Well, we had another week of regionals and shows, circuit shows, and all that good stuff that happened this past weekend. So, like I said, WGI is in full effect.
Yes, sir.
And with so many regionals, my God, the Guard had. God,
I mean, they had
Just-
Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania regional.
It's like,
4,
Jesus.
5,
Why
yeah.
are there 4 million guard groups out there? And like
In
20
Division
drum lines.
Blue, Section A.
No, that's the thing. They're only in 4 classes. The circuits are the only one that does. Circuits are the only groups that does like the cadet, novice,
Yeah.
preschool, left-handed division. Like that's.
Which I'm so glad WGI doesn't. If we weren't
That's true.
already here forever.
Like I've said before on here, if you win this class, the Scholastic A Winter Guard World Championships, you have legitimately beat the odds.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
Like
you can say you're the best.
you got to be proud of yourself. I get it. The main goal is to be world, but God, dog. If you knew what you got to go through to win A by itself,
by itself.
World class would be, I don't know if world class could handle it. That many groups?
I ain't trying to sit through that many world class shows.
No. Shoot, could you imagine?
I get tired about halfway through percussion world class.
Dude, I'll never forget when I was helping with indoor, and we were up there in is it Nutter Center? That's what it's called, right? Nutter.
Nutter or Dayton.
Yeah, was where we were. Wright State is where we were, but I remember sitting there, and literally, we got done performing, and we're sitting there watching groups, straight fell asleep.
Oh yeah, you're gonna fall asleep. You're gonna nod off. You can't tell me you're a percussion person or you're an avid percussion watcher in general or any of this stuff and tell me you ain't nodded off at a show.
Right.
Especially at WGI. Look, it's too long of a day, bro.
Yeah, those bass drops are like white noise, man. Like
I'm telling you, it ain't nothing. Yeah. Just humble. And you be snuggled too.
Right.
I don't care if they put the drum to your ear while you're sitting in the stands, boy, you still not gonna wake up.
18 rim shots right in your ear. Done.
Man, I had this crazy dream.
No, you didn't.
We was in an arena.
You were there. So what we're gonna do is the guard. Since there were so many regionals, I'm just gonna read the top 3 of the standings overall. Now, what they do, if you don't know, there's a page that they have. You can go into Kind of Guard and then scores and then standings, and then click on whatever circuit. And it just so happens to be that they update this on Tuesdays at 11 Central. Mm-hmm. And we're doing this on Mondays or Sunday or Monday. So they're a week behind, but you can just go to the website and you can see what the updated ones are.
We will post it in our description.
Yeah, we
that way, easy access.
Yeah. So technically, week 2 just finished, but all of these rankings are based off of week 1. And what they do is they take your latest score from a regional. So the WGI site only uses scores from regions, and they take your latest score, okay, and then whatever they add 1.5 points per week until championships week, and that's your projected score. And then from your projected score, that's how to get your seat.
And it's crazy how close that usually is too. Like,
yeah,
like it's a pretty good system to kind of see where you're at.
You know, it's crazy because people will complain about judging systems a lot, but you don't really hear much in WGI.
It's because they're trained.
But they are trained. This is the thing. They are trained.
That is why.
They are trained. I still think you get a little bit of inflation from time to time from shows to shows.
Oh yeah.
But it's never. The numbers may be a little skewed, but I don't think the rankings are ever really skewed. I think it's pretty good indication about where you sit.
I mean, we always talk when we talk about DCI, like, even though slotting might be a dangerous, but it's about where are they compared to one another, and they put them in a spot, and then the score just happens to be the score. Same kind of idea.
So, a lot of cool stuff. So we're running this down really quickly. So Scholastic A, right now sitting first is Bella Rica Memorial Combined Schools out of Massachusetts. And then you have Reith Pupfer High School. I want to say Reese's Puff so bad. Sitting second. And then Azale, Texas, sitting third in Scholastic A. Out of those groups, Scholastic Open, Centerville High School with their open class groups sitting first, Noblesville sitting second, and then Brownsville sitting third in the rankings. Followed closely by Franklin Central, 10 for points. So I think those two were at the same regional too, so that must have been a tight region.
That was at the Avon, wasn't it?
Avon, yeah, I think so. Speaking of Avon, Avon is leading in the world class, Scholastic World groups right now.
Stupid show. We talked about last week, but still stupid.
By a huge margin over Carmel. And then sitting third is the Woodlands. Fisher sitting fourth. Warren Central fifth. Miami Bird is tied for sixth with Northview. So a lot of groups went out doing week two. They're just not included in this. That's another thing to also mention. Both on the WGI rankings for guard and the drum rank rankings for percussion and wins, they only rank the groups that are going to world championships.
Yeah.
So, you may be like, well, my group scored a 99 last week. Well, they must not be going to worlds because they're not ranked.
Right.
And drum rank does use circuit scores. So they actually go the extra mile to find circuit scores. It can give you an idea of where things are, but circuit to circuit, it's a lot weirder. In guard independent A, right now you have Gates Chili independent winner, and then right behind them is Onyx A, and third is St. Anne's, followed by Indiana University. So I like seeing universities doing well in these things.
Yeah,
I think that's pretty cool that the university sponsors it and makes it work. Independent Open guard, you got Revival winner guard sitting first right now. Pretty big margin over Phoenix Independent. And then you have Kalash sitting third. Third Legion and Legion's following.
I think I said, I don't know if I said this last week. I think we did. But that open class, independent open class, might be the class to really watch this year.
No, there's some fire stuff in that.
I'm telling you, dude.
There's some fire stuff in
that. Chance. Do what?
Yeah. Both in both divisions.
Yeah. But I just feel like it's just I don't know. I just feel like it's well worth your time to watch at least the open groups because some really cool concepts going on with them, which is always fun. I think they did well last year too, the open class.
I think open class is just an interesting enigma in itself because really towards the top of open, you got world class quality happening, and then towards the bottom of open class, you have kind of A class quality kind of happening there. But I think for them, I think their shows are typically accessible. You can see. I think it's really good to see the difference between what an A class group looks like and an open class group. Because I think in open the world, it kind of blurs the line a little bit until you get to the top 6 or 8. I always like watching them. I like catching them when I can. And then world class place at Sacrament is at the top of the rankings. Juxtaposition, probably one of my favorite shows of the season so far.
Great.
Sitting second, and Onyx is sitting third. I really do like Onyx. Just the palette is clean. It's very easy for me to watch the visual stuff. Now that note's gonna drive me nuts, but that's either here or there. Fusion's hitting fourth, Amp's hitting fifth. Like I said, a lot of groups went out this past weekend, so these rankings aren't completely up to date, but you can get a pretty good idea what's going on. And then, what did we say was the big regional for guard coming up this weekend? I know there's a couple.
I feel like there's a Texas
Austin
one.
regional.
That Texas one is huge.
Yeah, Austin regionals have in Leander, Texas, is a pretty big one. I'm gonna scan through that schedule real quick.
There's a wait list too that tells you anything.
Yeah, that lets you know everything that you need to know. You got CTJ in open class, College Park, Ronald Reagan, all these guys in open class gonna be there. Oh my gosh, there's 4 rounds of Scholastic A.
Yeah,
it's insane. Dude.
Yeah, it's huge, dude. It is huge, ridiculous. Scholastic A needs to be on a different day by themselves.
You need your own specific regional. Origins, independent open group's going to be there. And then the Woodlands will be there, and we'll see the Origins World Guard and Invictus. So some pretty good. That is going to be a pretty good show. Uh, like A-class guards that are good A-class guards.
It's Texas, so that should
It's
just
Texas.
tell you
It'll
immediately.
let you know everything you need to know. And then you have the Manhattan Beach, California regional. That's also going to be happening that weekend. That's going to be shown on the float. Once again, a ton of. They have 4 rounds of Scholastic A as well. So you got Canyon High School and Scholastic Open, Clovis, Ayala High School's Open Guard's going to be there. Palm Desert Charter Middle School.
Yeah. There they are.
Yeah.
They got them going on last in the class, too. And they are in Scholastic Open. Can they?
Dude, could you imagine?
Could they?
Could you imagine?
You are the last one on, too. Let them have it. Let them have it. That's all I'm going to say. Come on, Palm Desert. Somebody toss a 7.
Please. and catch it between your toes. It's Scholastic World. You got Arcadia, Chino Hills, Palm Desert High School, which that's probably why they won't go world, because they have the high school guard.
Yeah.
And then Fantasia. I'm always a fan of them.
But what if?
Listen, I'm here for it.
What if?
I want to see a 13-year-old.
Pulse open.
I was about to say, I was like,
I want to see a 13-year-old going against all these 40-year-olds and guard. Just
do it.
So that's going to be a good regional too, and it's going to be on float. So yeah, check. Both of them are going to be on float. So yeah, check them out. Check one out one day and the other one out the other day.
Flo going to be just sleep up there.
You will not be disappointed. So a couple of wins groups, win regionals. I'll run those down real quick. We had the Orlando regional, where Strike, there was only world class groups there, but Strike put 3 points on Horizon win, and Legacy takes third. So Strike is doing Strike things. I need them to step it up. That way, Amachi wants to come back and be like,
where's Strike out of?
Florida.
Okay, thank you. I thought that's what it was, but couldn't remember.
Yeah.
Out of Florida. And then the Edinburgh wins regional. In Scholastic A, you had Edinburgh High School taking care of home court. Over 10 points over Johnny C. Ecomandos and Economades.
I don't.
Sure.
I don't know. That's cool.
I don't even know what you're looking at.
I don't even have that up yet, so I don't know.
Yeah, it's and then Scholastic Open wins. You had Robert Vila High School and Edinburgh North High School second place. So in the Open, and in the world class independent world, you had Vaquero wins. So Edinburgh is all about some wins groups because all 5 of those programs came out of Edinburgh, Texas.
Good, man.
At the Edinburgh regional. So
build it up, man.
Yeah.
That's what I say. Build it up.
I need to build a mega Edinburgh independent group to take on Strike. That's what needs to happen.
Yeah.
And then we had some percussion regionals as well. So that'll be kind of our feature for the week. So no 2 days, right? Nope. Okay. So Trumbull in Connecticut, I believe. Real quick is Scholastic Marching A. Springford takes the gold. Mansfield High School second. Everett High School third. And Scholastic A. Scholastic Marching Open. Ober's High School takes it. I missed them in World though, man. I wonder if they'll go back. They're doing good though in open class. Norwalk Combined School Strength second. Trumbull is third. In Independent Marching Open, the Spartans Indoor Percussion Group takes the win over United Percussion 2. And in Scholastic Marching World, Dartmouth scores an 87.5 the finals and beats Fairlawn High School, who took second. And then in Independent Marching World, United Percussion takes that with an 86.45. in Temecula, California. Marching A, Alamitos, excuse me, takes first place in Scholastic Marching A over Carlsbad High School and Chaparral High School. Independent Marching A, Cornerstone was the only group that competed, but they had a decent score. Concert A, Selma High School takes Concert A by large margin over Price Charter School and Bloomington High School.
Should have heard some trumpets.
I I need to see this
because of the spread by itself.
For reasons. I have my reasons to see this. Scholastic Marching O, Great Oaks takes that caption. About just a point over Rancho Cucamonga High School, and Cesar E. Chavez takes third over Cleveland Charter High School.
Independent Marching is usually pretty good. I am mistaken.
Yeah. Yep. They are pretty consistently up there. Independent Marching Open, Maracay.
These names they're trying to trip you up, man, this year.
Like, pretty sure it's Maracay.
Maracay? Okay.
Yeah, I think you said it right.
Cool. Yeah, it did. Anyway, they take Marching Open. They were on a mission last year. Did they win it last year? I can't remember.
Because I know Matrix and them didn't.
I think they did.
I want to say they did.
But they're still backing it with a vengeance over Elon Percussion. And Scholastic Marching World, Chino Hills.
They did.
Went that.
Yeah, but I just saw it.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought. Scholastic Marching World, Chino Hills with a 90.35.
Get out.
Whatever.
Get out.
Whatever.
Right. I would say get out the class, but I don't know where you're going to go.
Go to Universe, Galaxy, whatever you guys call it.
Complete and independent. Just over Vista Murrieta, and they had an 82.75. That's the That's the sad part, and it's not sad on Vista's part. Just the fact that you can score 82 the second week in a regional as a high school group in Scholastic World, and lose by 8 points, right?
Which is unreal, bro.
What sense?
So, what do you do?
Yeah.
What do you do?
So
we're gonna have to have maybe not specific to just percussion or guard or indoor or whatever, but the in general idea of stuff like that. Like have a discussion about that. Like, what do you do as a group when you go let's be real. 82 at a WGI, that's a great number.
Yeah, that's a fantastic number.
Fantastic number. Week 2 at that too? Get out of here.
I'll take that week 7.
Right?
Now, what you said? So it's like, what do you do? And now you're 8-pointed.
Sorry, 7.6.
We'll be accurate, 7.6. But
I mean, even on the score sheet, it tells you what the gaps mean. And a 7-point gap basically says, I don't care what you do, you're not catching them.
Yeah.
Like, and WGI is careful about their gaps. They don't, they are very thoughtful about how far they put. But if they put 7 points, I think the wording is significant difference.
Yes. Like, they're basically saying that there is a significant difference between your group and the group that you just performed against or went up against. So that's why I was like, I think it would be cool to have a cast of podcast one day about that idea, because you sit there and as a instructor, we all kind of go in instructor mode or teacher mode or whatever we got to do, and just ask ourselves, like, what do you do? What do you tell your kids? Do you freak out? Do you just say we're okay? Like,
well, in WGI it's a little bit easier because it's the what and the how. So, like, it could very well be like, hey, we designed this show as good as we could. And, I mean,
yeah.
Because, I mean, if you scan the recap, I'll talk about it real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Independent World. Um, Post wins that one with a 92.4. So let's just
Right.
get that out of the way.
Right. First of all,
Almost 3 points over Broken City, and that's even saying minor. It's either minor or major differences. Um, so that a 3 point gap is saying something itself.
yeah.
Um, Powell's third, with Dark Scout sitting fourth, and Vessel sitting fifth. For Vessel was world last year, but did they get bumped to world? Is that what happened?
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they did.
It sounds like a star group that got
So
promoted.
if I remember right, I remember seeing that name when we used to go to the drum rank, being down at the bottom.
Yeah. So, kind of going back to what we were talking about, what would you say or whatever? I'm looking at the recap, and like you said, most of it is.
Sorry.
What's
I just now realized
Oh,
Vista took 2.4 in
they took
penalties.
I just saw that too. So it was really 5 points,
But
which is still a big
It's
difference.
still good. It's still a big difference.
You scored 85.
Right.
You scored 85. It's
That part.
5-point.
That's so sorry to anybody if anybody from Vista Marietta is watching.
No, because this is not a slam on them. It's just
No, it's not. Because
what do you do?
that's why I was like, man, it'd be obviously not now, obviously whatever, but it'd be cool to just break down and just really dive into that kind of thought process.
Yeah.
And just maybe a show design thought process in general podcast as an overall. Like I said, sure, it's indoor season, but this applies to everything. Marching band, drum corps, like all of it, because this happens in drum corps. And it's like, what do you do? You know, especially sport.
Yeah.
And it's like, Jesus, it's like, because what I would be afraid of with Pulse, you bebop a 92 in the second week. Where you gonna go?
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing. Where is it going?
Because because
what's their content?
Nobody else has hit
like?
nobody else has hit 90s yet in the independent world. So it's like, are you trying to tell me that by the end of the season we're gonna be 98, 99s? Are you trying to tell me that did Pulse just plateau because can that get much higher than maybe 95, 96? Because surely your top fives will be in those 90s, but at the same time, how far are they going to keep pushing you? That's a scary number to get kind of right now. And sure, Broken City took 0.35 in penalties, but that,
that's minuscule. I mean, not minuscule, but like not a lot.
Because what would that give them? Like a 90?
It was a 3.5 or 0.35?
0.35, and they got an 89.65.
Yeah, so that would have been a 90 on the dot.
Yeah, right on it.
Okay. So
I mean, we had the same discussion with BD last year during DCI. The whole thing where they were popping, they hit 90. Was it like week 3 or something like that? Something insane,
something early like that.
And like, it goes one of two ways: either they're gonna get close to perfect, or they're gonna plateau and people are gonna catch up. That's one of the two things that are gonna happen with it. But I don't know. Like I was just asking, said I don't know if you had the recap up, but what was there like the content and execution?
So
was it similar or
it was similar. Well, pretty similar. So in visual, So in visual, dude had them 86 comp but 88 performance. So they left a little bit of lettuce on the comp part. Julie had 84, 82, which is pretty common for music. And Cliff Walker in the music effect had overall effect 83, but the music effect 84. So they left a little lettuce, but like and see, even Craig had 92, 93 for Chino. So you know, when the judge is, well, 2 points, that's just like you can make the show a little bit harder visually, I guess. They're executing it, but it is what it is. Like, I mean, the scary thing is Chino left more lettuce on the table. That's the
That's
scary
insane.
thing. Um, so it's here's the thing: you can only write your show as hard as your kids can play it, though.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And so when it comes to that stuff, it's and what a lot of people don't understand about composition is like, yes, it's the how or the what should say, but if your kids aren't executing it right, it could hurt the composition score because
Mm-hmm.
they could say, well, this isn't balanced right, or you're overrating, and you could have balanced it in the band room or in the gym, but on the performance day, if they don't play it the way that it needs to be played, it could be looked at as a composition issue. Um, so it's with world class not having a ceiling, that is more common to see those type of gaps because you're not afraid to give a group a 98, 99. There's no reason to, if you pop a class group out with a 90 or 95 this early in the season, you getting bumped. That's just,
Yeah, that's
unless you
true.
have just written the perfect A class show, you're getting bumped because and supposed to hit upper box fives, you need to be showing elements, your performing elements in the next class above you.
Yeah.
That's the only way you can get to that high of a number. Because if you notice, we haven't seen any promotions yet.
Mm-mm. Last year we saw a bunch.
This year there was a ton.
Yeah, there was a lot last year.
I also
So,
think a lot last year was just too though,
oh yeah,
because these groups, boy, it was really tight like that. Like these groups really worked like that. Like y'all, no, y'all were clean like that. Like I just forgot their name.
um,
I can't think of their name.
but because if people don't know, in percussion world, all A and open class groups have to send in a videotape before it's like midway through March.
Yeah, we talked about that last year somewhere.
Yeah.
We had like the little spreadsheet or whatever we talked about.
So for those groups that think they're gonna be slick and fly under the radar and just wait till the last regional, they can't do that. They have to send in the tape. Um,
Which, once again, we talk about this every time, but why WGI's model makes so much sense, dude.
mhm.
Can't hide.
Yeah.
You can't hide and hope to sandbag. Can't do it.
So, um, yeah. All right. Orlando, which is the regional that I watched. Kind of go down the recap. In concert open. I don't know why they're out of order on the recap, but whatever.
I was like, wait a minute, wait.
Yeah, concert opens first. Timber Creek High School takes concert open. That show was good. It was really good. I really enjoyed it. As a concert person myself, I really enjoyed it. I think it could. I think it could compete open. I mean, world. I'm not saying it will win world, but I think there's some elements in it. It's a very good open class show. I think with some tweaks, they might could do some damage in world if they wanted to. But there we give open class concert is nuts.
It is rough now, especially with all new folks in there now.
It is absolute bonkers.
It's nuts now.
So I'm looking forward to that. So shout out to Timber Creek. They've been good. I'm glad to see them going to Worlds this year. I'm looking forward to see how they handle stuff. Cypress Creek was second in that class, and then University High School was third in concert open. In concert world, J.W. Mitchell won that class. They were the only ones in their class. Scholastic A, you had Halia Gardens High School winning that by a hefty margin, almost a little over under 6 points, well, 5.3 points. And they had a penalty, so it's less than that. Oakland High School second, and then West Broward was third. Independent A had RPT Percussion, the only group in their class, taking that. Scholastic Open, Stoneman Douglas takes that class with a 76.8. Second was Sun Lake High School, and third was HB Plain High School. I did enjoy all three of those shows. Some pretty unique concepts with some pretty cool music that went along with it. And I just noticed my boy Jeremy Hunt judged that show.
Yeah.
Shout out to him getting into the WGI world.
They mentioned him on Flow.
Did
I think a couple times.
So he's doing his thing. But now the Stoneman Douglas, and if somebody just happens to be watching this from there, if let me know if that opening is from Reminisce, when they reminisce by CL Smooth and Pete Rock, because I really think that's what it was, and it sounded really, really cool. It was very. I was like, all right, that's cool. I'll take that. I was pretty pleased with that. Independent Open, Infinity 3 takes that with an 80. Siege Percussion was second, and Newsom High School was third. So Infinity doing some really, really cool stuff with their show this year. I think they had with all the steps, right?
Yeah. They got some, I think they're like little white steps.
Yeah.
I don't know if something's on it. I know they roll everywhere, but
yeah. So, and then in Independent World, Infinity wins that class with a pretty big number, 87.4. With their show, We Are Here. We, if you haven't seen it yet, have we posted this one yet, Will?
yes.
Okay. So
yes.
we did a
early
season on them. So you can go watch that from my Perk Talk. But Mike McIntosh, like the 90s, and in effect, music effect. He's all about it. We get to see him at NKU.
Word.
That'll be fun. I always like his judges' tapes. He's really cool and laid back, and he gets it.
I'm almost positive I saw him step down from the camera on Flow.
Oh yeah, probably.
I was like, because I'd seen that back of that head. I was like, is that Mike?
Yeah. Very, very prominent back of the head he has.
I said, okay, Mike, I see you.
Well, he wears a very distinct haircut, so like
yeah, he does. It's easy to spot.
Yeah. Infinity 2 is second place with an 80, so not bad for them. The Davy Jones Show. I like the set design.
Yeah.
I like it.
I'm impressed, more or less, because to me, that's Infinity 2's niche within the infinity of groups that they have. But I'm super impressed with their playing this year. Now, I obviously could be wrong, but I personally feel this is probably some of the harder book, at least battery-wise, that they've played in a while. Like, I'm digging these notes, like for real. So kudos to Infinity 2 this year.
Yeah.
I want all the two groups to battle it out.
Battle of the Deuces.
They got some ways to go to catch up with
Pulse Open and them.
For Pulse Open. But hey, it could happen, man.
It could.
See, we'll talk about this in a second. Strike Percussion rounded out the top three at that show as well. Pretty good show. Just got a ways to go to get where they want it to be. So the Atlanta regional, pretty good regional. Saw some pretty cool stuff. Not as large as other ones, but you did get to catch some of those Florida groups. So while I get ready to look up these other regionals coming up this week, so we can talk about those real quick. we talk about the fourth class sometimes, I, and I almost feel like it's if it were to happen, it would be it would be called open world, and that's where your PAL would go. Even though PAL's competing, um, that's where your open that's where your open class groups that aren't open anymore but aren't really world would go. So your Infinity twos, your Cap twos, your
You
you
think
know.
that's you think that's where they would be best?
I think
Some
so
places
because
trying to put some over world is kind of a little. Eh,
something between open and world. They just call it open world because that's what post calls it. I mean, I think that's a good name for it because it's a good bridge, and I would treat it like it's soccer.
Yeah, yeah, like a relegation kind of thing.
I would cap world class to from anywhere from 10 to 15. I want to say 10, but I would cap it. I would cap world class, and the bottom three in open. Sorry, the bottom three in world gets bumped down to open world, and the top three in open world get bumped up to world.
I like that model.
Because it's there is a difference between those top six and the rest of world class.
yeah,
You can reach down to like 8, 9, or maybe 10, but once you get past that, like them bottom 3 or 4 that make finals, yeah, they made finals.
and it's sad to say that,
Yeah,
and
and
that's
that's
why
not
this
a
is
knock.
no, it's not, and that's probably why this is, in a sense, kind of necessary because it's just such a significant difference. Because I'm telling you, man, I'm telling you, like I go, which is sad because they used to be the people you had to beat, but take a look at Blue Knights.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Like I said, back in the day, you had to beat Blue Knights to be top three. But look at them now. The year that they finally made finals, they didn't make it last year, but the year that they did, I think they had tables and stuff everywhere. The show, I liked the show.
Mm-hmm.
But put that against Pulse. It's night and day. They're not on the same planet. But that's still world though. Blue Knights were still world, and what they were doing was still world. But that's not even comparable. And that's what's so crazy about it in that class. Because I'm telling you, and I say this, and I don't. Once again, it's not a knock, but it's like, okay, Infinity getting up there last year and doing what they did, but is it gonna stick? Because you know how hard it is to crack top five. They've been keeping them top five, been keeping the rest of the groups out for how many years now,
Yeah.
and it's been a rotating circle. And to me, at this point, the only ones that I know that have dropped out of it have been Mystique, RCC, and X. But look where they still are in that top five.
mm-hmm.
You'll get that one random year, and it'll be out of nowhere, and it's just a fluke, and then immediately back. So it's
Um,
like,
Do you
I'm
think?
glad you said that.
Oh, sorry. Go
Um,
ahead.
well, Drum Rank has a historical stats thing. I'll read this off to you. Uh, Mystique, 8 championships, 26 top five finishes, 27 finals appearances. So last year was the first year they fell out of the top five.
That's crazy.
I keep trying to tell.
RC, RCC, 6 championships, 20 top five finishes, 20 appearances. So
Every year.
once
Yep.
they came, yeah, every year they came out, they were in the top five. Blue Knights, 4 championships, 14 top five appearances, 21 finals appearances. Post, 5 championships, 13 top fives, 16 finals appearances. Once they got in the top five, they have not fell out of it
At all.
at all. Rhythm X, 3 championships, 17 top five appearances, um, 19 appearances. And those were the first 2 years they were out, I believe. Maybe not. I'd have to look. Broken City, one championship, six top five, six finals appearances. So they came out finishing in the top five.
Which is like,
Yeah, they was just like
The
and hammer.
only other three groups that have had at least one top five experience, at least one top five appearance. Matrix has four, and that was before Pulse and Broken City came out.
Yep.
Redline has two. That was before Broken City, probably, and Infinity started to pop. And Infinity has two. So
It's just
no, that's it. So
it's
out of all of these world class groups, you have 9 groups that have cracked the top 5.
so do you think? What I was going to ask is like, with your, I like your idea. I think it benefits a lot of things. But do you think group directors would be willing to do something like that with a relegation promotion type of thing? And part two of that, does that just create a cycle of the same groups bumping in and out of each other the whole time? Because I can see that happening.
I'll jump on one of those top. To me, I don't think it would create a cycle because I think everybody's mindset is still wanting to be world. I think that would keep them from staying in a cycle in that class. But to me, I still feel like the class is beneficial. But because I mean, if you think about it, especially if you're independent, your mindset is constantly stuck on, let's go be worldwide because that's a recruiting tool. Mm-hmm. On top of not just wanting to get a medal or anything, but I mean, let's just be real about a lot of this. It happens horrendously in drum corps. Everybody wants to be those top groups, mm-hmm. right? And then now look at the open class, or look at your bottom groups that don't get in the finals much anymore. Look at their turnover rate. It's almost like, you got rookies almost every year outweighing the vets. So to me, at least for that second part of the question, to me, a part of me doesn't feel like that they are going to create a cycle. Would a cycle start? Probably, but I still feel like their mindset would be, we want to be world, or we're trying to get to that level at least.
You'd have to find the magic number to have in world class. Because you don't have to have a cap for open world. Like A class, open, and open world wouldn't have a cap. But you'd have to have a cap for world, and it'd have to be where the open world groups feel like they can attain it and give them something to fight for. Mm-hmm. And it gives those bottom world class groups something to fight for to keep that spot. And if you could do that, because if you look at open class, independent open, that rotates. Like the top of that class, I can't remember the last time a group has repeated in
independent
class,
open
in any class. Like I know Fishers did it in concert, but not as many groups. But like in your marching classes, besides independent world and independent classic world, I can't. You'll see similar names at the top, but just to flat out repeat. And then they won't repeat because that next year, if they're in open world and they've finished top 3, then they'll be in world. Mm-hmm. So,
I mean, I think it makes it interesting.
Will it ever happen though? But
I think it's just make it interesting for that bottom tier to actually put in.
It'll make the bottom tier have to fight.
Yeah.
Which makes more sense because it's like okay, I don't even know, man. I don't even really know how to put it because you shouldn't even be mad that I want to say you're in that kind of class or whatever, but
Or you can put yourself there.
Well,
I mean,
yeah, that too. But it's like okay, yeah, we made finals, but just like you said, man, it gets it's such a long day, and these people, and uh, it's a long day for the spectator, but it's a long day for the performers and the instructors. But let's come on, y'all. Let's be real, because that lot is full until around the 8 to 6 person that goes on.
and here's the
That's
thing:
when people start coming inside.
It's already expanded until Sunday anyway with wins.
Yeah.
Right. And
It's already a thing.
and like I said, man, you got all these kids and folks who are going to stay outside because they got to catch RCC. I got to get this lot. I need to get these hot beats of Pulse in a lot. Blah, blah, blah. They won't make their videos. People got YouTube channels. We can go on and on and on. And then you look at those bottom tier world groups. Who really paying attention? Who's going to prelims? Who's going to semis? Besides performers and stuff, are people buying those tickets? Because theoretically, that's the best time to watch anybody in world class. Because you're going to get a good seat. You know what I'm saying? But those bottom tier folks, man, because let's say, like, if you're somebody like Audio Theater who don't make finals, or let's say you made finals, are you okay and happy enough with that? Or are you still in your head saying, what do we got to do to get into 5? Because do you think you're ever going to see that? Because now you're being compared to Rhythm X and stuff. Instead, you could be getting compared to I2 or somebody or whoever else is. Maybe if Blue Knights don't make it, now all of y'all are in this class together. But at the same time, you can't slack and you can't dilly-dally because you get beat there too. So at some point, the activity got to evolve.
I mean,
And
like,
out of all,
if you kept it at 20, that gives you 9 groups that would go into that open world, and then you take how many you want for whoever else wants to go into that open world slot. I mean, I feel like 20. I think that number is pretty good.
it is.
But 20 will allow you to have a prelim.
Yeah.
If you keep the 15 finalist format, 20 will allow you to have a prelim. And the semis, they do some prelims and semis. So that would be the thing is, how many people would test the water? How many open class groups that want to be open but think they're not ready? How many of them would like, you know what? I don't know if we're world, but we're open world. We're upper open. Let's go ahead and see what this is like. Test the waters, because you're not gonna finish top 3 in open world unless you're basically world class. You're not going to. There's too much. There would be too much talent down here.
You're talking about. Let me see.
And that's why I said that's the only reason why I said 10 or maybe 12 is because then you have the cream of the crop up at the top, right? And like those cats earned it. I would say put 12 in, and if you wanted to, say you put open world finals on the same day as worlds, hey, if open class, say world class is 12, you take those top 3 from open world, let them compete that night in world. Here's what you get a taste of next year. Of course, there's be logistics to work out.
Yeah,
but,
there's a lot of.
But I think if you add a class, that's where you should add it. I don't think you need to add something under A.
No,
because you can't get more basic than basic.
No, this would be the best place to put it. this would be the best place to put it. But I am still for, at some point, somewhere, be it this or something, the activity gonna have to evolve on something. It's got to. DCI is on a short lease too. Like at some point, we're gonna just have to say, hey guys, we gotta do something else. Gonna have to do something else. Because you're gonna start getting people to start talking all of a sudden.
Yep.
These groups gonna go to these meetings in Vegas and they're gonna be pissy.
Mm-hmm.
What would it be?
That's what I'm saying.
And that's the thing with WGI. I don't think you hear these things because and DCI does it too, but they have a rules congress every year, and so these things that that we're talking about, they discuss it. Now I don't know if they talked about exactly what we've talked about, but like they talk about these things. These things are being discussed and stuff like that. Now they're not going to change anything for just the sake of change. They're not going to do that, but they will talk about it and say, "Hey, this like the rule with the audio samples. It doesn't have that. It doesn't matter now if it has rhythmic intent.
Yeah.
Does some people like it? No, because some people learn how to do it the right way or do it the way the rule intended for it. But now they changed the rule. More people have access to it. So those things are. I don't think WGI is in a bad shape at all. Like the three class system works. For me, it's just like if you were to add a fourth class, that would be it because you do have those groups that are teetering on open up world, and I think we're similar resources and similar talent levels, and I think if you did that, I think you get a better fight in that class, and I think you get a better fight at the bottom of world. Because they got something to fight for. They don't want to lose. If being world class is such a status, earn it.
All right, Sid, write it up. Write it up.
So
get it going.
Yeah. Y'all in the comments, let me know what you think. Because when I live alone, I have the cat. I have a lot of time to think about stuff.
You. At least you got a cat.
I have 2 children.
You do, which is like 5 cats.
Right.
Especially at their age.
I can't think at home.
So, but yeah, let us know in the comments below what you think about any of the stuff that we talked about, because we talked about a bunch of stuff. Regionals coming up next weekend. The big one for percussion, Indianapolis. There's some pretty notable groups there in all classes. You got Noblesville and Concert A. I'm sorry, not Concert A. Marching A, Westfield Hospital, Warren Central, Lincoln Way, Dakota Central, all in A. Pop Percussion and Independent A. You got a nice little battle, Indiana battle between Knox, East Central, and Lewis Cass and Concert A. Ravenwood from SCGC. It's going to be an open.
Summit.
J and Open. Summit. Summit. Summit's, listen.
I'm telling you.
Listen, it ain't bad, dude.
I'm telling you.
I've seen it. I was like, SCGC open class is pretty lit this year. I'm not going to lie. Pretty impressed with it. You got Goshen's and Victor J. That's going to be that. Listen, don't sleep on Scholastic Open. Watch it.
Never have.
Plainfield, Fishers, Brownsburg, Zionsville. You got a who's who in Scholastic Open. So
it's
basically finals.
I was about to say finals
that
preview.
Is your finals, yeah.
Finals preview 1 right there.
So that's gonna be. I'm gonna be interested to see how that turns out. Independent Open, you got Cap City 2 and Veritas and Freedom. So that's gonna be a nice little battle.
One, yeah.
Scholastic World, Franklin Central, Avon, and Center Grove. And then in Independent World, you got Cap City, Connexus, and Music City Mystique. So, yeah, and I'm off this weekend too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm about to veg. That might, yay, I might be a watch party. I don't know.
That is 9 to 6:30.
I'm here for it.
G
Let's
That
Central
is
Time. That is.
go.
that is by yourselves.
Yeah.
I will be
I am
watching
not
on.
getting up. I
I'll be
might
watching on
make it.
Sunday.
No, I'm not gonna do a watch party
I,
Saturday. Maybe Sunday,
if I
but
say I
Saturday,
might
no.
make
Well,
it by the
Sunday
time.
Sunday starts at 8 our time.
It's
Saturday
even worse. It's
Yeah,
even worse.
dog.
I might
Listen,
make it by the time PI comes or like IA gets on.
I'm at least gonna be up early enough to watch the concert groups. Oh, that's in the afternoon, so that's like 12 noon our time. So
Yeah, well, I'll
yeah,
make the concerts, but
I can catch
these
that.
beginning A's.
They have
Good
6.
luck to everybody,
They have 6 breaks at finals.
bruh.
6.
Well, for class changes, they're like.
But there's no lunch break. It's just breaks.
Well, what they do is they rotate the power because I believe is this a power region? No, it's not. It's just a 2-day. They'll rotate the judging panel. So
I hope so.
that's how they get away with not doing a lunch break.
Yeah,
Imagine. Yeah, I can sit there and watch all the groups.
It's a good battle too.
it's a hell of a battle. I'm definitely gonna be front and center at least by the time Scholastic Open come on. But I'm gonna try to at least make Independent A up and catch these concert groups as well. But
Jones, Brett Coon, Jim Dwyer, Julie DeVila,
Jesus.
Jeff Bell, Martin Griffin, Ron Harden,
scraping the
Coder.
crust out of my eye.
Tyler Hollingsworth. Yeah. Hey, here's some good news about that. At Worlds, we going in the afternoon again.
There you go.
Yes,
You know?
because boy, y'all been hurting me.
Well, last year we went on the afternoon too.
Dude, I
That
never
first
forget, I
one
was
though,
on the
4
way to that.
o'clock, Cedric.
2 years ago, yeah.
That first one, 4 o'clock.
Listen, that hurt me, and I was in the time zone. I was
I
wasn't even gonna be mad if you
I
couldn't
was
watch it.
I was adjusted to that. And
I didn't turn on a NAND light, nothing. I had the volume low.
how to sound? I don't know. It all sounded like just the whole time.
When nothing opened, but my eyes was uncovered.
I think he fell asleep when he was texting me, like, good job. I'm like, oh, dang.
Immediate went back to sleep.
Not that you typed the Z's in the chat.
Oh boy, that's the only downfall of the West. It's the only downfall.
But yeah. So lots of good stuff to watch this weekend. You know, we're getting into it. First region in March, so that's when stuff starts to get real.
Mm-hmm.
Starts to see a lot of head-to-head battles and pictures start to come clear. So make sure you're watching. Make sure you're following us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. You can also listen to this on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Like, comment, share, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Share with your friends. Let them know we're talking about WGI. Because we here. We in it. So, fellas, y'all don't have anything else?
Good.
All right. My name is Cedric for Will and Chris. This has been another episode of On the Back Cash.
So
Go watch the show and all that good stuff. And we are
Dutch. Out.
I love you, Amp Winterguard.